For today's Perspective segment, I'm joined by Sobel Aziz Ngom, a young Senegalese entrepreneur who's inspiring and educating the next generation of African leaders and entrepreneurs. Welcome to the program. Thank you very much for being here. Now, you're the Executive Director of Social Change Factory, a civic leadership centre, Network Coordinator for the Ashoka Changemakers NGO, and this year you were appointed to the board of UNICEF's Generation Now. Lots of things on your plate. What inspired you to get so involved? How did you know this was your calling?
What did I know? An experience I had when I was 17, facing to a situation where I felt a strong injustice between myself that were in conditions where everything was put for me to be able to grow and to choose my life, and other young people that didn't have these opportunities. And I decided to support them by doing small things, and those small things comes middle things and start to get big things. So it's grow naturally, and I really feel myself like I need to, this is what I want to do in my life, support young people to access and to live their dreams.
And so what are some of the projects that you work on, for example?
Our main project is our flagship project, is the Voice of the Youth competition. It's a TV show that we launched in Senegal 3 years ago, and now it's in 7 countries in the region, including in France. We launched just the first edition here this week. And basically, it's a competition when we put together young people from universities and young people from rural areas to come together to be trained on specific issues, and they have 6 months to find and implement a solution that can fix something in their community, and this is broadcast on TV. So we see the process, we see how they failed, we see how they success, and they inspire other young people that look like them.
Wow, sounds fantastic. What sort of challenges then do you run into with your work? I imagine there are all sorts of issues that come up.
Oh, definitely. We have a lot of challenges. The first challenge is like we are a youth-led organization. So I'm 28. The average age on my staff is 24. And we are dealing with very institutional and political issues. So sometimes it's not easy, to have to sit at the table of the ones that take the decision on education and jobs and all of it. Also, access to resources to be able to have the highest qualified staff that can do the job. So, but I'm very proud of my team actually, because we are working together since the last 3 years. They are young, they are motivated, they participate to our own programs and now become co-workers and changing the world in the region that they are working for.
Wow, so the young people that you sort of educated and trained and inspired are now working alongside you to sort of to educate the next generation.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Now, migration is a big issue on the continent. We're seeing many African countries that have their young people are leaving in a bid to sort of seek a better future in Europe, for example. What are your thoughts on how we can stop that and keep the youth at home?
I mean, keeping the youth at home, it's giving the youth what they are looking for. They are looking for independence. They are looking for autonomy. They are looking for financial inclusion. And they are looking for being happy. So if we can just create an environment where they can be able to develop their potential, to find a job, to create a job, they would stay. I don't think nobody wants to cross the sea with 50% of risk to die,
right?
Just because it's fun. No, it's because they really
done
believe
on a whim, of course.
that this is possible. And I think that we have a strong responsibility as African to work hard right now because of the demographic dividend. Because if we don't do anything strong enough, this system won't be reduced. And this is also the opportunity for government to open the doors because they cannot fix it themselves. It's otherwise we would have seen it, to include other like youth organization, but other civil society organization to create new systems that are more innovative and that can fix the issue right now of the needs. It's alternative education, it's job opportunities, it's entrepreneurship, and it's also culture.
Well, meanwhile, some long-time leaders in Africa clinging to power, they're refusing to step down. What can the youth do to change that?
What they can do, they will just put them down. That's how history works. So in some countries it took a lot of time. In other countries it took the rational time that was edited for that, like in Senegal. And I think it's going to be more and more like that. So I'm not really stressed about this aspect. I'm more stressed about the efficiency of their governance and the results that they can make.
So where do the world's current leaders then, or I should say African leaders, where do they need to take responsibility when it comes to ensuring that today's youth have better opportunities?
I think that they do. I mean, the African Development Bank, in one of these HIGHS 5, have to improve quality of life of people, including a very strong focus on jobs for youth. There is the CSA, the education strategy. There is a lot of strategy that are here. But the growth of the population is so fast, and the structure that we already have are weak. So this is a transformative process. And what I was saying earlier, it's for me the inclusion. Like, schools not have to be traditional schools anymore. We don't have the resources for that, and we don't have the time for that. Every year, in Senegal, for example, every year you have 100,000 of young people that pass the exam of the baccalaureate that failed out of 150,000. So wow. 7 out of 10%. What do you do with those young people? They don't need to go to university anymore. They need to get skills, soft and hard skills. They need to have access to either a job or abilities to become an entrepreneur. And this is ecosystems that we have to build for them. And there is initiatives that are going that sense. It's the beginning of it, but I'm very confident that if governments and private sectors and civil society work together, we will fix this.
But it almost sounds like as if the work that's being done today almost can't keep up with the speed of the growth on the continent. It's almost the problem. Mm-hmm. Now, you're on the board of UNICEF's Generation Now, a global partnership that wants to have all young people learning, training, or in employment by the year 2030. Perhaps that sounds ambitious. How will it work towards achieving that? And this is a new appointment for you, as
absolutely.
I understand.
This is a new appointment for me. Allow me to correct. It's not anymore Generation Now. It's Generation Unlimited.
Apologies.
But it has changed. No. It's okay.
They need to update their website.
Yes, they need to update their website, right? I will tell them.
Because otherwise journalists can't do their job of the research properly.
Absolutely. Actually, the launch of Generation Unlimited is on Monday, so I'm passing to Paris on my leave to the launch to New York. This is an ambitious project. You know, there is no UN agency that are focused on young people. And this partnership, it's for me a real opportunity for all the UN to work together with the private sector and the civil society sector and to make a pact with young people. And that is what is strong for me. It's not anymore, okay, we will give money to young people through a different organization, and before the young people get the money, we will have like 5 intermediaries before that. For me, the Generation Unlimited is a direct way to support innovation, to support skills, and to support jobs opportunity by investing directly on youth-led organization and on strong program that can touch millions of young people in the region. Okay. So it's about money. A lot, definitely. So contribution from agencies, from governments, and from the private sectors.
Sobel, very, very inspiring work that you're doing. Keep up the good work. That was Sobel Aziz Ngom, entrepreneur there, speaking to us for today's Perspective segment. Thank you once again for
Thank you,
time.
Rachel.
You're watching live.